Martha, where are you? Oh, Christ, don't tell me you're at a meeting again. Did you take all the cash from my wallet? Is that where it went? I needed that money, Martha. It was my cigarette money for the month.
Oh, hush. There's no your money and my money. It's our money. You've always been such a stingy miser. What are you going to do with all that petty change you save and save? No wonder I can't stand to be in the same room as you. You're suffocating me.
This is different. You've been spending more and more time away from home at these various retreats that sound suspiciously like a cult almost. Not to mention, you lost $60,000 of our savings on this. Why can't you see that this is a pyramid scheme? At this point, I'm not even angry or holding a grudge anymore. I just need you to get out of it while you can and come back home. Your family needs you, Martha. We're worried about you.
My family? Huh! What has my family done for me ever? You never once let me buy a single mascara without asking you first. And even then, you'd be sore about it for weeks. Did you think I stopped wearing makeup because I didn't like to wear makeup? No, I just didn't want to go through degrading myself for a stick of lip balm. On the other hand, I love these people I work with now. They are the most generous, free-spirited people I've ever met. And this man I'm seeing, he is 100 times the man that you are, Henry.
Martha, you're still seeing him?
Of course I'm still seeing him. I'm pretty certain that my love for him is almost as undying as your love for your savings account, if not more. So why don't you hurry up and sign those divorce papers that I sent over? There's no need to drag your feet, Henry. It's quite embarrassing. Let's hurry up and get it over with, okay?
Martha, listen to yourself. You're living in a fantasy world. It's all a delusion, honey. The only difference between you and a heroin addict would be that the heroin addict would come back to reality every now and then between shooting up. You should be ashamed of yourself. Think of our children. And our grandchildren.
Ashamed? Me? I'm living my best life right now. My children could learn a thing or two from me about going after what they really want. This is stupid. I have no time to waste on you. I have to get back to work.
Autumn, sweetheart, are you busy right now? I have an urgent matter I must discuss with you.
Not at all, Henry. I'm totally free right now. What is it?
I finally made a decision. I think I'll grant Martha the divorce.
Oh, Henry, I'm so sorry. That's so awful. You must be devastated. I'm so sorry you had to go through the stress of having to decide something like that.
Yes, well, thank you, dear. I've been foolish enough to keep telling myself that the love of my life and wife of almost 40 years would one day realize her mistake and come back to us. And every turn for the worse, I thought this to myself. This time, it will snap her out of it all. Look at me now, after months and months of sleepless nights. I'm down 15 pounds and one wife. It's clear to me now that Martha is too deep in this mess that she can't get out even if she wanted to. And she most definitely does not want to get out. It's all his fault. That man, that Walter character. If it weren't for him, Martha would never have even entertained the idea of joining a multi-level marketing program. But when I saw her with him today, there are no words to describe what I felt. It was beyond jealousy. It was resignation. It's time I let her go. Can you ever forgive me for prolonging this dreadful situation much longer than I should have? I am so sorry.
No, please, Henry. There's nothing for you to apologize for. To us or to anyone. I honestly think this is for the best, and I support your decision 100%. I'd much rather be there for you, helping you get back on your feet, rather than watch you suffer and live in constant worry. Now, you don't have to worry about anything other than enjoying your own life. Why don't you join a club? How about a fishing club or something?
That's not a bad idea. Thank you, Autumn. I appreciate your encouragement. It means a lot to me.
Hey, hon. Are you asleep? It's only 10. Did you already hear the news from Jonathan's father?
What news? Oh, do you mean the news about you having an affair with some catfishing clown who got you into a pyramid scheme that's now led to the complete drainage of Henry's bank account and a divorce that may or may not ruin his entire retirement plans? That news? Yes, we've heard.
Oh, you've always been such a delightfully outspoken child. Never giving a second thought about who you're talking to, just as long as you get to say what you want. No matter. I'm not your mother-in-law any longer. If you want to treat me like a friend, you are most welcome to, dear. Oh, I'm so looking forward to the next chapter of my life. Surely you'll root for me, won't you?
A friend? Really? I wouldn't be friends with someone like you if they had wings. I can barely talk to you right now without gagging. You have broken Henry's heart, Martha, and you've put the rest of us through hell the past few months. So no, I will not be your friend nor wish you luck on anything, ever.
Oh, don't be such a goody two-shoes. I was just trying to make something of myself, wasn't I? You can't blame me for that. I want to feel empowered for once in my life.
How did that work out for you? Do you feel empowered? Do you feel like you can tackle anything now that you've been through a bankruptcy and a divorce? Well, good on you, Martha. Once this divorce of yours is finalized, please don't ever bother us again, okay? Henry, how'd it go? I'm sorry, I should have gone with you today. Sorry I had to stay at home with Peter and Ethan. They always pick the least convenient time to get sick.
No, not at all, sweetheart. They should come first. Besides, I much prefer to have as few people as possible witnessing my divorce proceedings. It's no place for an audience. It went well, for what it's worth. Now I am officially and legally untethered to your mother-in-law.
How do you feel? How are you doing?
Well, I'd be lying if I said I was fine. After all, she and I did spend the better part of half a century together. I thought I would never recover from the shortness of breath that almost prevented me from setting foot in that room with all those lawyers. I kept thinking, how did it come to this? This must all be a dream. Oh, please, this has to be a dream. A terrible, awful nightmare. I just have to open my eyes and wake up. I kept thinking, how did the past few decades of my life lead me to this? Was I so completely off the mark that I brought this upon myself? But then again, I would also be lying if I said it didn't feel good to have this weight lifted from my shoulders. Now, Martha and her misplaced ambition are no longer my problem to solve.
Oh, Henry, I'm so sorry to hear that. It must have been awful. I don't even know what to say, and I doubt there's anything that I can say to make you feel better, but I truly believe this is for the best. For you, and for the rest of us, too. There is no honor in holding on to a spouse who's cheated on you and left you both emotionally and physically. I think you did the right thing, Henry. I am rooting for you 100%. Me and all your boys.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I should plan to come visit you and the boys sometime soon. All I have now is unlimited time.
Hey, love, did you hear your dad went to the courthouse today? The divorce is finalized now. Henry and Martha are no longer legally bound to one another.
Really? That's great news. I was wondering when it would get sorted. It took its sweet time, didn't it? I think this is great. It was about dang time. Oh, my poor dad, though. I bet he shed a few tears today. Did you go to the courthouse? Were you there?
No, Peter and Ethan were sick, so I had to stay with them at home all day. I know, I wish I could have gone with him. I bet your mother had an army of lackeys with her. Ugh. John, as awful as this must be for you to hear, especially for me, but I really don't think I can stomach your mom anymore. Now that she's not a part of the Miller family anymore, I hope you can be behind me when I say I don't ever want to see her again. This is not just some childish pouting on my part. I don't want her influence on our children. I'm sorry, but I'm putting my foot down. This is my decision as Peter and Ethan's mother.
No, you're absolutely right. I agree with you completely. I think this is for the best for everyone involved. I'm gonna try and live like I never had a mother to begin with. I just worry about my dad. I bet he is so devastated. I wonder how he will ever recover from this.
Your dad? Oh, I'm sure he will be fine. He might need some time to adjust, but he'll bounce back in no time. Once he realizes that now there's nobody to nag him about his fishing trips or outings with his friends, he'll start to see this as the best thing that has ever happened to him.
I know that, but it's just that I worry about him being lonely. He has to live in that same house that my mom used to live in with him. Of course, she took all of her stuff with her, but my dad still has to live there, and every day he'll have to see the emptiness. My heart just breaks for him. It is so sad. Imagine you and I broke up, and you still had to crawl into our bed where we used to sleep together, only to find my half cold and empty?
What is it that you want to say right now, John? Why don't you just come out and say it?
Well, I was just thinking, what if we invited my dad over to live with us? Even if it is for a little while, until he finds his own place or something. You know Peter and Ethan would be so thrilled. What do you say?
Honestly, I thought the same thing too. But I'm not sure I'd be comfortable living with him under the same roof. It's not that I don't like your dad. You know that's not what I'm saying, right? It's just that I know once he moves in with us, either he'll start to feel like a permanent guest, or I'll start to feel like a host. There's no other scenario where we would both be 100% comfortable, you know? After all, I'm not his daughter, and we haven't spent all that much time together. Do you know what I'm saying?
Of course, I understand. I know you don't dislike my dad or anything, and it makes sense what you're saying.
So how about, since we have some money saved up that we were going to spend on that Disney trip, why don't we just put down a down payment towards a smaller house in our neighborhood? I've seen at least 2 houses up for sale on my walks around the block with Ethan. That way, your dad can get out of his current house and move closer to us and his grandsons. And we can also check in on him way easier than before. Oh, Peter and Ethan are going to lose their minds when they hear that Grandpa will be our neighbor.
That sounds amazing. Are you sure about that, though? I know how much sacrifice on your part it took for us to get that money saved up. Are you sure you want to spend it on a down payment?
Absolutely. We are still young, aren't we? We can always start saving up again. Besides, I think the boys will be better off going to Disney World when they're a little bit older anyway. So what do you say? Are we doing this?
Yes, I guess we are. You are the most generous, wonderful person, Autumn. I really appreciate this. I'll tell my dad and we'll get the ball rolling. Autumn, dear, I just got off the phone with Jonathan with the most exciting news. I can't believe your generosity. Are you absolutely sure about this? I really don't mind staying put.
Oh, Henry, don't even mention it. This is the right thing to do. You need to stop apologizing to me or to anyone. We'd love for nothing more than you being our neighbor. Peter and Ethan will be so happy to see you more often and possibly spend whole weekends with you. And to be honest, Jonathan and I are doing this for our own peace of mind as well. We would be much more comfortable if we knew that you were only a few houses down from us, if anything were to happen.
My, I must have done something right to have a daughter-in-law like you. I would have never in a million years expected this kind of gesture. Oh, thank you so much, sweetheart. My heart is so full now. This is a great feeling.
Stop it, Henry. You're embarrassing me. Promise me you won't thank us anymore and just enjoy your new house, okay? By the way, has she contacted you at all? You know, since that date?
Not so much as a hello. Her Facebook profile picture is of her and Walter. I wouldn't be surprised if she changed it to that on her way out the door from the courthouse that day. She has to know how cruel that was.
What? She changed her profile picture. for the whole world to see. Oh my word. She couldn't let the papers settle first, could she? Ugh.
It's clear she has not an ounce of sentimentality in her. What can you do? It's doing me no good to hold on to memories of a once happy marriage, so why should she? She's the one that wants to move on and forget she ever had a husband, or a son, or grandchildren. I need to start focusing my attention elsewhere too. You know what they say, the best revenge is your own success and happiness. I think I'll go grab that for myself now, dear. In the form of lots of fishing trips, casino dinners, sleepovers with my grandsons, and maybe a new tradition of weekly family barbecues. What do you say, Autumn?
I think that is a brilliant idea, Henry. You go show that wretched Martha how smooth sailing your life has become since she left. Nothing but smiles and fun, like you're finally living your best life. Which you will. Jonathan and I are here for you, as are Peter and Ethan. We are Team Miller.
I know you are. Thank you so much, dear. I love you all so very much. Now, I won't keep you any longer. How about I visit you once I'm all settled into my new house?
Sounds good. See you soon, Henry.
Babe, I gotta say, I'm loving having my dad living so close to us. I love being able to have dinner with him like this without scheduling it, like a month in advance. We can just call him up and have him stroll on over. This is so great. I love you so much for making this happen.
I know. This is great, isn't it? But where did you go? You went off to talk on the phone in the middle of dinner just to text me how much you're loving it.
No, I had an urge to message my lovely wife. Is that such a crime?
Whoa, hold up. You were talking to her, weren't you? That's why you had to go hide to answer your phone.
Yeah, you got me. She's actually been trying to reach me for weeks now. I kept ignoring her calls, but today she prefaced it with an "it's urgent" text before calling me. So I guess I fell for it. I thought she might be dying or something.
Oh, no, I got it though. I would have thought the worst was happening and answered the phone too. So, what was it that she had to say to you so urgently?
You're gonna love this. You remember that boyfriend of hers that she met through the pyramid scheme?
Of course, Walter something. Walter Rutherford. What about him?
Well, she's apparently getting remarried. To him. They won't have a ceremony or anything, but she wants me to bring you and the kids to meet them for dinner sometime. You should both come meet your new stepfather and stepfather-in-law, she said. Those exact words. Oh, lordy.
What? The actual what? Okay, seriously? John, I think I might vomit. I'm sorry, I can't even. Is she for real? She has absolutely lost her mind. She has zero common sense. I've heard dogs bark more intelligently than her, John. Oh my god. Like hell, I'm gonna bring my kids to witness the freak show of the century. What did you tell her? Do not tell me you agreed to go, John.
Calm down, relax. I gave her an earful too. You said most of what I already told her directly. I may have added some more profanities, but basically I told her to go to hell. I told her that I don't have a mother anymore and that I don't give a rat's butthole what she does with her own life. I told her to please piss off from my life forever. Thank you very much. Then she called me a rat and hung up.
Who is calling who names now? Wow, the audacity. This makes me so angry, John. Ugh, how can she be so selfish and, quite frankly, so stupid? She's the one that almost disintegrated this family, and she has the gall to call you a bastard? I'm so mad right now, I don't know what to do.
It'll be fine. I've blocked her number now. I know, I should have done that ages ago, but at least I thought to do it now. I'm not gonna let her bother us or our family ever again, I promise. Okay, now I'm coming back inside. Let's just pretend like nothing happened for now, okay?
Hello, Autumn. How are you? Do you miss me yet? How are you doing, hon?
Wow, John blocking you didn't do much, it seems like. You had to go ahead and dig up my number and accost me next. What do you expect I'll say? Hello, how are you? Why, yes, in fact, my lovely father-in-law, my doting husband, my 2 beautiful children and I are doing absolutely amazing now that you're in your delusional presence or gone. What's up?
Oh, that is wonderful. I'm so glad to hear you're doing well. It's hard to realize what others are up to when you yourself are living in complete bliss, you know. Oh, I blame myself. I'm sure Jonathan has told you already, but I wanted to tell you myself the great news. I'm getting remarried. The lucky man is Walter. I'm sure you remember him.
Oh, really? I'm so happy for you, Martha. This shall be the union of the century for all you cheating scums, huh? I guess they were right about birds of a feather flocking together. Although in your case, it's more like trash of a dumpster. Anyway, congratulations.
Oh, you and your flavorful phrases. It's like you have no respect for your mother-in-law at all. Oh, no matter. Now that you're about to have a new father-in-law, I'd like it very much if you came and met him officially. Walter is not just some goofy old fart like John's father. He is the most well-read, well-traveled, well-educated man I've ever met, and I expect nothing but the utmost respect towards him from you. Do you understand? Now, when are you free this week?
Huh? Who even are you? Why do you think I would ever give a crap what you do? Go marry whoever you want, do whatever you want, and buy whatever you want like you always did. See if I care. I don't understand why you think it's okay to call me up and bother me like this. Leave us alone.
That is enough. I am your mother-in-law, and you should speak to me as such. What kind of example are you setting for your kids, Autumn? Do you speak to your own parents like that, too?
No, because you see, I actually do have lots of respect for my parents. They've been married 40 years, and they're still going strong. Unlike yourself or your pretentious boyfriend, who don't know the first thing about the sanctity of marriage. You know plenty about being trashy, though, don't ya? Your head is so overflowing with garbage that it's no wonder your mouth can't spew out anything but. If you want me to speak to you with an ounce of respect, you should have done something to earn it. Even if you weren't my former mother-in-law, I wouldn't extend you the least bit of courtesy knowing what you've done. So please get the hint and get out of our lives. We are so incredibly happy without you. Did you notice how I haven't used a swear word this whole conversation? Now that it's my last-ditch effort to keep the bare minimum of civility, please just go away before this gets ugly, okay? Don't ever call us, text us, show up at our house, or even think about us, ever.
Hello, Henry. How are you?
Martha, to what do I owe this displeasure?
Oh, Henry, I see you still have your dry sense of humor. As dry as dust. Is that how you greet your wife of almost 40 years? We are divorced, sure, but those 30-odd years don't just disappear, you know?
That's rich coming from you. Aren't you the one that abandoned them in the first place? And for what? Riches and fame? How are you enjoying your millions and celebrity? Oh wait, you have neither. I'm on a boat with my buddies. What do you want?
I wanted to let you know that I'm starting over. I'm getting remarried to Walter. You remember him, don't you, Henry?
That's great. Congratulations, Martha. You really reined him in, didn't you? Is that all you wanted to say? You wanted to call me up and show off your new and improved happy life? A little childish in my opinion, but you always did crave approval and validation. Since I'm in an excellent mood out here in the lake with my best buddies, here it is again. Congratulations. Goodbye now.
Well, I actually had a favor to ask of you, Henry. For old time's sake. We were once in love, weren't we, Henry?
Once, sure. What is this favor you need to ask of me?
Could you lend me some money?
Money?
Yes, I have the best, most reliable source this time. This is a foolproof investment. For you and me both, I promise. All I need is about $50,000. I swear I will double it and return it to you within the year.
And where, if I may, do you expect me to get that kind of money? Is this for another one of your multi-level marketing parties? You haven't gotten into gambling or anything like that, have you? Jeez, Martha.
It doesn't matter, does it? I just need to know if you can spot me the $50K or not.
Martha, I don't have that kind of money just lying around. Let me rephrase that. I don't have that kind of money lying around to lend to you, let alone $5 for coffee. I don't have a single dime I can throw your way, even if it's to make you stop to try and squeeze yourself back into my life. As a matter of fact, my buddies need me right now. I gotta run. I don't want to talk to you again. You hear?
Autumn, honey, could I possibly ask you for a favor, dear? Your father-in-law and husband are too cold-hearted to even entertain my request. You are my only hope now.
Is this about the $50,000? Henry already told me about it. Are you seriously asking me to lend you money?
Well, great. You have some savings, don't you, hon? I've always been proud of how scrappy you are. I remember you mentioned something about a savings account. It was either for a trip for the kids or to buy a house, I can't remember. But it must have at least doubled by now, huh? How much do you have?
Wow. You really have no dignity, do you, Martha? No shame? You really never cease to impress me with your ignorance. I will give you that. But first of all, you've never once remembered my birthday, but somehow you remember me briefly mentioning my savings account. And second of all, that money is long gone, lady. We spent it on getting a new house for Henry so he could be closer to us and the kids. And we're still helping him pay the mortgage on it. There is literally no money left in the Miller name, much thanks to you leaving us in a train wreck dumpster firestorm. We are exponentially happier now that you are no longer a part of this family. But we still have a long way to go to recover financially after you sucked us dry. And lastly, even if we did have so much money that we had extra to spare, we wouldn't consider you even for a second. Why do you even need that kind of money so urgently? And why isn't this Walter character able to help you out?
You don't need to worry about the reason. I'm really desperate here, though, Autumn. I really would appreciate any kind of help. Please?
Henry, John, this crazy old lady is asking me for money. What do you guys think? Do we have any to spare? Do we have any to spare?
You already asked Dad for money and got shut down. And now you're accosting my wife? Seriously? What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry, all. I really am sorry for what I did and what I put you through. I must have lost my mind. I don't know what came over me. I really don't. I must have been under some spell. It was all Walter's fault. That man tricked me, manipulated me, and used me until I was of no use to him any longer. To tell you the truth, Walter left me. He left me to drown in the debt that he's responsible for. After everything I did for him, he discarded me like a chewed-up piece of gum. I have never been so utterly humiliated before. Oh God, I don't know what to do. I had nowhere else to turn but to my family. You are my true family. You have to help me out. Henry, John, and Autumn, I'm truly, truly sorry. Please accept my apologies. Would you let me come home, please?
Mom, I didn't want to tell you this, but I think I have to. Dad has had a really hard time getting back on his feet after you left him, Mom. At one point, I didn't ever know if he would get back to normal. But now he is finally enjoying his life. He's going fishing with his buddies without worrying about you nagging him. He gets to fire up his grill and treat us to awesome barbecue dinners without worrying about you hovering over him to criticize his every move. He seems happy now, Mom. In fact, he seems much happier now than before you left. We are all finally finding our way back to a semblance of a normal life. You can't be so incredibly unreasonable as to want to come back and ruin our lives a second time. You have the audacity to say you have never been so humiliated because your con artist boyfriend cheated on you and left you? Imagine what Dad must have felt, and me. What you did to us is not something that can be easily forgiven, Mom, or at all. So just stay away from us, okay? We don't want you, we don't need you. You are not welcome here. It sickens me that you would even have the guts to ask. I guess people don't really change, huh, John? Thank you for eloquently saying what I wanted to say, son. I couldn't have said it better. Now I have the option to save my breath. Martha, go live the life you chose. We will live ours. Goodbye.
You see, you crazy old hag? Nobody in this house wants you back, let alone care what happens to you anymore. For all I care, personally, you can sit out on the street with the homeless people and beg for money. Maybe saving up every quarter and dime to make up the $50,000 will finally teach you not to spend anyone's money like you did ours. You reap what you sow, Martha, and you have chosen to sow nothing but abandonment. How can you even blame Walter for abandoning you? It hurts to be cheated on and abandoned, doesn't it? You don't know the half of it. So for the millionth time, stop contacting us and leave us alone. Or we go to the cops to file a restraining order. Goodbye, Martha. My mother-in-law was foolish enough to fall into a multi-level marketing scheme presented to her under the guise of a business plan. Even more so to replace a truly loving husband for a low-life con artist who had no merit but the talent of sugarcoating everything that came out of his mouth. Henry, my poor father-in-law, was plunged into the excruciating process of a divorce, but fortunately he was able to bounce back with the help of us and the grandchildren. Even after the small hiccup that was Martha pestering us about getting remarried, then shortly thereafter being cheated on herself by her scammer boyfriend, then coming back to us for money, us Millers have found ourselves back on track to a normal life. Time does really heal all wounds. Later, we were told by a family friend that they saw Martha living under a bridge near a train station. But we were unable to confirm this piece of information, nor did we want to. Perhaps she's taken my words at face value and decided to go beg for money after all. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more.
What on earth is all this about? Why is all of your stuff out here on the sidewalk? Why don't you get it all in the house? It's cold out here and you don't want to be waiting around.
This isn't my fault at all. Did you bring me something to wear? Give it to me now, please. I need it. It's so cold out here. I didn't want to be waiting out here like this, but I didn't have a choice.
What on earth is going on? Where's Holly? Is she in the house? Why aren't you in there too?
She won't let me inside. She told me something. Did you and her get married? Did you actually sign the marriage papers? Or did you just have the wedding ceremony?
Oh, did she talk to you about that? We didn't get around to signing it. We're gonna do it at some point in the future.
So you didn't sign anything? That means this house is hers, and there's nothing you can do about that. She's kicking you out. She told me that this is her house and she doesn't want me to come and live here. She said it's legally her house because you and her are not married and her parents paid for it. Is this all true? Is this what's going on here?
Is that what she told you? Did she really say that? I don't think that she would say such a thing.
She was really adamant about it. I don't think she's gonna change her mind. You need to talk to her. Get inside and sort her out. You need to tell her what to do.
Try not to worry about this. I'm gonna go talk to her. I'm sure it's all gonna work out just fine. You can stay here and relax. Wait, what is going on here? Why won't the door open? I think she's locked it from the inside.
Isn't this your house? How can she do this to you? You really need to sort this out and do it soon.
There's no use. I can't open it from out here. She's locked us out, and there's not a lot that I can do about it.
Why are you trying to get in here? Can't you see that I don't want to be disturbed? I'm trying to sleep. Can't you just go away and leave me in peace?
You can't just lock me out of my own house. What do you think you're doing? And what did you say to my sister? You can't be serious about this.
I think you already knew about it, didn't you? It really shouldn't be such a surprise to you. We didn't actually get married. We didn't actually sign the marriage papers. This is my house, and there's nothing you can do to change that. We bought this in my name with the help of my parents.
You cannot treat me and my family like this. Open the door right now, otherwise I'm gonna get really angry about this. You can't just change your mind about moving house, and you can't just leave us out here in the cold. This is not the right way to go about it. If you're unhappy, then you need to talk to me about it before you do something so stupid.
I think I know why you married me. You wanted to get this house. That was your plan, wasn't it? You didn't even love me. You just wanted to live in this house and then let your sister come and live in it. Did you think I wasn't going to work that out? I knew you had some kind of plan all along. I'm just glad I saw through it in time.
I didn't have a plan. You're talking complete gibberish. There was nothing going on. Wait, what's this out here? Is this my stuff too? What is it doing out here on the street?
Didn't you talk about this with your sister? She should have told you what was going on. That's your stuff. This is my house, and I'm kicking you out. You need to go and find somewhere else to live. Maybe you could live with your sister. I think you like her more than you like me. I'm just going to live here on my own, and that's going to suit me just fine. My parents didn't buy this house for you. They bought it for me. I don't care if you're a doctor. You need to look after yourself. You're really not as special as you think you are. I can do without you. The most important thing in my life is my personal happiness, and if that means getting rid of you, then so be it. We didn't actually get married, so there's really nothing you can do to stop me here. I can do whatever I want, and now I'm getting rid of you. Get away from my house. Leave and never come back.
Are you being serious here? This isn't just a little tantrum you're having. You're gonna kick me out and break up with me? You're gonna cancel our marriage? How could you do this to a man like me? You are really gonna regret this. You'll never find someone as good as me.
You're really not that good. I'm sure I'll be able to find someone just as good as you. Maybe better. I'm sure there will be other men out there. I don't need you. Who is going to want you anyway? You've got no house of your own. You might have a good future, but right now you're a loser. You were dependent on me for a place to live. It's really not that attractive in a man, is it? I think I'm gonna like this now. I'm not gonna be living with you. A real blessing for me. Also, please remove your stuff from outside my house. I really don't want it there anymore. If you don't get rid of it soon, then I'll have to call the cops. I don't want all this trash outside my house, so please move. Try not to break anything when you move it. You wouldn't want any more problems.
You're just making things worse now. There's really no need for this.
Holly, listen to me. I'm really sorry about all this. I'm sorry that we hurt your feelings, but this is not the right thing to do. Can't we come in and talk about it with you? I'm sure we'll be able to work something out and come to a compromise. I think I might have asked for too much from you, and I'm really sorry about that. I don't want to cause this kind of a problem between you and Tom. I feel it's my fault, and it doesn't make me feel good. If you don't let us live here, then we have nowhere to go. Is that what you want? You want us to be homeless? I want you and Tom to stay together at all costs. I don't want anything to get in the way of your love. You might be angry, but I know we can work things out and get over this. We can all live happily ever after. Tom, you can't just let her walk away from you and take this house with her. Think of how much this place is worth and how much you're going to lose if you let her leave you. We really need to try our hardest to get her and you back together.
I want that too, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. She's really mad about this whole thing. Holly, I'm sorry too. Can you find it in your heart to forgive me? I didn't even know you had a problem with all of this. I thought that you were happy about it. If you were unhappy, then you should have just told me, and we could have done something different.
It's too late now. You pushed it all too far, and there's no going back now. I'm really not in the mood to listen to you, and I'm not going to accept an apology. Just leave me alone and don't come back. We are over, and that's that.
Is this really the end for you and me? Is there nothing that makes you want me back? You're really ready to let it all go over something so minor? I really don't believe it. How could you do this?
Please listen to us. You know we're really sorry about this whole thing. Why can't you forgive us?
I have no intention of getting back with someone who doesn't care about my feelings one bit. I don't want Tom anymore. I've seen a new side to him and I can't unsee it. Just get out of here before I call the police and tell them you're harassing me.
I'm really sorry. Can't you accept my apology? I took you for granted and made some terrible mistakes. I'm so sorry about it all. If I could go back and do it all differently, then I would. Please forgive me. I'm begging you. I'm so sorry. I've had such a happy time with you, and I want it to go on forever. We can't just break up like this. It can't just end like this. I'll change. I'll treat you better from now on. Just give me another chance.
You were not sincere with me when we married. I'm not taking you back. You don't even care about me. You only care because you can't live in this house anymore. Do you want me to call the police? Am I going to have to do that? There is an easier way for you. Just leave. Bye-bye. Have a nice life without me.
Please, wait, just one moment. Come and talk to me. Open the door and let me talk to you about this. I've done so many bad things and I want to make it up to you. There must be something I can do.
Holly, I'm really sorry too. I didn't know you felt this way. We made a big mistake and we want to make it right. I'm so sorry about all this.
This is all your fault anyway. Why did you want to come and live here in the first place? Oh, I knew it was a bad idea.
Don't blame it on me. You told me it was a good idea. You were really happy about it. I thought this was your house. How was I supposed to know this would happen? You should have told me you were not even married to her. We could have done this whole thing very differently.
We're gonna lose out on a lot of money now. We're in big trouble. Holly, come and open the door. I need to talk to you about all of this. We can find another way.
There's really no use in begging now. She's not going to forgive you. I think she's already decided and she won't change.
Are you trying to help me here or not? Do you want this to work?
Your wife has caused so many problems. Why did you have to marry her? You could have done better. You better help me get all this stuff and move it. We don't want the police to come and arrest us.
You're just gonna give up like this? That's just the end of it? Holly, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about this. Come out here and forgive me, please.
He was out there begging for a long time. He was down on his knees at one point. Very embarrassing for all involved. He was begging for me to forgive him and take him back. He wanted to start again more than anything in the world. I really didn't have time for him. I didn't want to listen to him moan and sob about what could have been. I don't care if he was a doctor. It wasn't going to change my mind one bit. It was over and that was that. I blocked him and never spoke to him again. There was no room for him in my life, not after what he tried to do. He would sometimes come back to the house and try to talk to me, so I had no choice but to phone the police. The police told him not to come near me again, otherwise there would be legal trouble for him. I've been looking into selling this house and moving to a new one. That way he won't even know where I live. I don't want to live in this place anymore. It's too big for one person and I've got too many bad memories. I want to move somewhere nice and small where I can start a new life for myself. It would be really nice if I could move to near my mom and dad. It would be great to see more of them. I might also use some of the money to help my mom and dad. They might need something, so it'll be nice to help them out. I feel really guilty towards my mom and dad for causing all this trouble, so I want to do something to help them. I just want to try and live a happy life from now on without any drama. I wish I had made better decisions. I wish I hadn't been with him. The only good thing is I didn't actually get married to him. At least I didn't make that mistake. You have to wait and find a really nice person before you get married. It's really important. I want to find someone I'm really happy with. Someone who loves me and cares for me. I don't care about his job or status. I want a man with a good character. That's the most important thing to me. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.